Hello and welcome to Gorilla and the Geek, the podcast for sweaty nerds by sweaty nerds. My name is Kyle from Geeks Weekly, and I'm joined as always by John, the Ginger Gorilla. John, are you as pumped as I am today?
Oh, I'm super excited. I mean, there's almost too much going on for sweaty nerds, and we got a little redesign for the YouTube peoples who are listening in, are watching, listening. You know, both same thing. But with all that said, yeah, there's like so much going on that
I almost don't want to waste time because there's a lot to get into.
Yeah,
and,
so
I don't want this to be like a 5-hour pod.
Yeah, because that's how much. I mean, we could probably could if we broke everything down, do it that long, but we're not going to because I think we don't be the only persons listening. I don't even know if we'd be listening at that point.
And I want to enjoy the rest of my Sunday. So let's get right into things with the thing that kind of broke the internet last night. During DC FanDome, the Batman trailer released.
Ooh.
I didn't expect it. Sean, who's also from Geeks Weekly, for those of you who don't know, he said to me he thought that there was going to be a trailer. I didn't know if they had enough footage to. Matt Reeves was talking beforehand, and by the way, real quick, I really enjoyed hearing Matt Reeves talk about it. I decided, John, I'm totally over the whole cool guy creator thing. No, be passionate. It's cool. You don't have to be like the super cool laid back guy. Show that you're enthusiastic.
I mean, isn't that what we promote here? To get sweaty about what you love? Like,
Exactly.
I mean, if you're sweaty about it, your passion and positivity and that essence shines through, and it makes other people care about what you're doing. Like, so if you're getting sweaty about a movie, be sweaty about the movie. Like, it's fun. It's exciting. So, like, throw it all in. Like, and I guess it was like that era where there was like suave people like I don't really care.
Well,
whatever,
the quintessential movie star was the cool guy originally, and now people kind of realize that a lot of those guys are douches, and it's just it's good to just be who you are. And in the way he presented it, he got me excited, and then he dropped a bombshell of a trailer. By the way, Matt Reeves makes movies so good that John has one of his characters tattooed on his body, which is like a fun little thing. Boom, there's a little Caesar action, you know what I'm saying? Bada bing, bada boom. And there's so much to talk about in this trailer. There's the look of this Gotham City, the vibe of this being like a psychological crime thriller. We have the Riddler seemingly as the primary villain.
Also, now this might be a hot take. I think the Riddler might be my favorite Batman villain from just like Batman villain standpoints. Just general. I love that idea of the Riddler, the video games, and with the challenges of having to find all his like things. That stuck out to me more than anything else like the Joker did.
And I'm gonna ask you specifically about the Riddler in a second. Then,
all right. Cool.
So we have the Riddler, Penguin. I believe we see in the trailer with Colin Farrell having incredible prosthetics.
Crazy. He doesn't even look like him.
Dude, he looks so ugly.
It's so wild.
It's Colin Farrell. He's handsome.
Dude, it's crazy.
We have Catwoman, Jim Gordon, a real look at Robert Pattinson's Batsuit, which originally I was not crazy about, but I think it looks so good.
Dude, it's so good.
That muscle car Batmobile, which is just...
Oh my... Dude, I saw it and I was like, this is so, like, just edgy Batman, like, gruff, like...
And real quick, before we dive, like, really into it, I appreciate... So... I was drunk last night just by watching it. I really appreciate the fact that Robert Pattinson let them keep the eye makeup on when he had the mask off. That's something I've been wanting for years because it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't like, well, how does it disappear?
Yeah, I always thought that was dumb. I don't even care that he's skinny. It all works.
So look, that was the thing. So we talked about it. I probably on stream. Check out my stream. But we talked about how Robert Pattinson was like, yeah, I'm not gonna lift like for Batman, and we were like, what the hell are you doing? Like Batman needs to be muscular. It works so well for this character because he's like a scene Batman almost, like just edgy and emo. So he's like a rich guy who's gonna be skinny, like he's just the skinny, affluential rich guy. And then you definitely wouldn't expect that motherfucker to be Batman. What? It's the best. It's actually the smartest because like Dude, like, to be honest, the Batsuit's probably got enough technology with like an exoskeleton or whatever.
Yeah,
Like, if you really think about what the Batsuit should be, like, it has it all in there, so he could hit and like whatnot. So does he really need to be muscular? Probably not. It's probably
probably not.
better that he's skinnier because he could be more agile.
Yeah, no, for sure. And all right, so we can either talk about one of two things to start off with. Because you mentioned the Riddler, I kind of want to go into that first, and
All
then
right,
we
let's
can
do
talk
it.
about the scene of the trailer after
Yeah.
that. So John, we get a glimpse of the Riddler. I believe he's the guy in that gimp mask uh, early on in the trailer, but it looks it looks really terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
And this is such a departure from the Riddler that we got in the original Batman movie with the Riddler in the 90s with Jim Carrey's Riddler, which is awful. And this is a real, seemingly dark, twisted portrayal of someone who wants to play. It's like the Saw version of the Riddler, you know? So
Yeah.
you saying that this is your favorite Batman villain,
Mm-hmm.
what about this portrayal do you think could work for you? What do you want to see from the Riddler? And what do you think of what we saw so far?
Well, one, I want to start off by saying like this Riddler looks so different from what you're used to seeing, especially like a Jim Carrey Riddler
Big
of
time.
like the goofy
Spandex,
yeah.
question marks on his nipples, like
I like the Riddler for the fact that it's just such a psychological like brain just like he's gonna screw with you. He's gonna make you just not even like it's just so psychological like messed up. That's my reason. That's my sole purpose of why I like the Riddler. Which I mean, a lot of the Batman villains, like the Joker, you could say kind of the same thing, but in his own way. He
yeah,
doesn't do it like trickery wise, but he's psychologically messed up. Um, but what I like about this Riddler is it's so gritty. It's so like you said, Saw esque. Like it looks like he is. His riddles are within these crimes. It's not just like a note taped to a wall or something. Like it's like what he. It looks like we're getting a detective Batman,
yes,
which is fun, and he needs it for that Riddler. Like the Riddler is he's doing these crimes and you need to break down like why did he murder these people in this way or and what's going on. And I like that because this is an adult Batman film. Like this isn't gonna be a kid's Batman. Like, oh, let's bring Timmy. Because Timmy might have some nightmares after this. And I really like that. And I hope that's what we do get out of it. Like I hope some of these crime scenes are a little jarring in like a psychological mind way. Not necessarily it has to be over top of gore and stuff like that.
yeah, I don't want that.
But psychologically I wanna be like, damn, that's sick. But like the message behind it is crazy. Like I wanna think that when I see it. Like I wanna feel like, ooh. Like but like what is he trying to get here? I as a viewer wanna be confused and try to have to figure it out too. For a little bit of it. Like I don't want Batman to just walk on the scene and be like, this is what's happening. You know? Um or I don't want the message to be blatantly in your face type of thing. Um so with that, I think that's what we could get too out of this cuz it seems like it's going to be that type of movie where it's more gruff and then yeah, I don't know. It just
Yeah, I mean, to me, the concept behind the Riddler and finally getting a Batman detective film,
mhm.
it works so perfectly. Like it's the villain you kind of need for this type of
Mhm.
uh, psychological crime thriller vibe. I'm super into it. I love the idea of this actor who's playing the Riddler. I believe if you've ever seen the movie, oh, John, remind me what movie this is again. I'm gonna have to look it up. The movie with Jake Gyllenhaal and Hugh Jackman. Um, one second, let me look this up. Jake Gyllenhaal, Hugh Jackman.
Um
Prisoners, the 2013 movie.
oh, yes.
The guy who, spoiler alert for Prisoners, the guy who they imprison in that
Mhm.
apartment building and torture, he's the Riddler, I believe.
Okay.
And that actor, I'm gonna get his name up just so we're professional on the pod.
What is his
His
what
name
is
is
the
Paul Dano.
yes.
Paul Dano. Let's see. Just so I'm making sure we are correct. Yeah, Paul Dano's playing the Riddler. This guy can pull that off
Yeah.
big time. Trust
That's
me.
the thing you notice about this this Batman movie is like, these are like serious actors we're getting in this. And like when I say serious actors, I don't mean like they're great actors and that's why this is, I mean, we've had great actors in other Batman films, but like, I mean, they do serious type movies, like more like heavy lifting movies, I guess I would describe them as. And that's what's super interesting because like it's gonna play into that gritty Batman type of thing that we're gonna get. And I'm so excited because I think this is what they need. I think this is what DC needs for
one of the
especially the Batman franchises.
To me, I like the variety aspect of this because so we got the super realistic Dark Knight trilogy. Then in the 2010s, we took a turn towards the more fantastical with Batman, having him in the Justice League. And I think that there's a way to make that work. I'm not sure that they executed it properly in those films, just my opinion. Actually, I just put up a Batman movie tier list video on YouTube. It just dropped from when this video and podcast will be released maybe like 2 days ago. So if you want to check out my thoughts on Batman movies, check that out. But we go from the fantastical Batman who can like kind of go toe to toe with Superman to now a guy who's just rich and happens to be a genius and is trying to fight crime. And I think that's the cool thing is that like I enjoy the back and forth. I don't want every single Batman movie for the rest of my life to be this serious hyper realistic tone. No. I think going back and forth works really well because variety is the spice of life.
Yeah.
And with that, I was wondering how they were going to execute the action in this movie. They executing the dog.
Dude, that scene where he's like, it feels like you're in a video game.
So there's a scene, the one that John was referring to. It's the scene in the trailer. Go watch the trailer if you haven't already. It's phenomenal. There's a
we'll
scene
put the link we'll put the link in the bio of this video. So if you haven't seen it, or if you want to pause right here, scroll down, and watch, then you know what we're talking about, and you could have a better reference. Be sure to do that because I mean, just the trailer is beautiful. Like, this is a trailer. This is how movie trailers need to be. So, like, we have to give them an applaud on that too.
By the way, I'm gonna be honest with you.
They killed it.
I'm gonna watch whatever trailers they put out, but I don't need any more. I'm sold. Do not tell any more of the story, please.
No, just like more like little tidbits of like maybe action, maybe another tidbit of like the look of maybe just have the Riddler like walking through like fog or some shit.
Yeah, no, but no story, please.
No. You don't. I want it to be mysterious because that's what I feel like this movie's vibe is gonna be.
Yeah, actually, really good point. So there's a scene in the trailer in which Batman is confronted by this gang wearing seemingly clown makeup, which is very interesting.
This, man.
Very interesting.
You know, it could.
The one in front is being a dillweed, and he's like, "Who are you supposed to be?" And he goes to attack Batman, and Batman straight up, like, there's a difference between like punking someone out and just kind of like this guy, this character, you have to imagine is going to retire being a gangster. He's probably going to go work at a Dairy Queen. He's really gonna have to clean up his act because he got bitched out. There's no coming back from this.
Funny you mentioned Dairy Queen because he's probably gonna be eating his meals through a straw for a little bit.
Batman literally punches like through his face while he's on the ground.
I was like, okay, so Batman's killing people in this movie too, still, like, because
I hope not. I
hope not either. But that guy is not gonna be happy in any sense of the way when he returns to consciousness in a hospital bed with a feeding tube down his throat because and the audio to it, like, so this is like video game-esque audio with a sense of like punching because obviously when you punch someone, we watch a lot of UFCs now, it makes thuds, but not like this like fun thud. Like
this is like
thud.
crunchy.
But it's so satisfying. Like it just sounds so sick to say. Like, but as a movie superhero nerd, sweaty, like it's just like the doof, doof. And he's like, the last one is extra like thuddy, and it's just like, boom, and you just see the body snap back, and you're like,
he's dead.
He's dead. We better get. I mean, do we know who the like fight choreograph person is on this? Because
let me look it up.
I hope it's someone on the level of the John Wick movies like that we've been getting, because that's the thing now. These other movies with their fight choreographed scenes, obviously they're more realistic movies with like the John Wick. He's not a superhero. But I want fights like that and these more well prepared and thought out choreographed scenes, so that like we don't just go back to just unrealistic fighting in these superhero movies, especially for Batman, because like he's supposed to be super well trained. Now, obviously, can he do some fantastical things? Sure, let slide some through. But I want to see like some sick ass like combat scenes, and I hope that's what we're gonna get.
Yeah, so I'm not seeing the. I'm only seeing the one for Batman v Superman. So I can't really credit to the person who choreographed the scene.
But even
But
just
it's
the
awesome.
scene it's sick. So
It's sick.
and if that's just like a sign, if that's like a taste of what we're gonna get out of this movie, dude, it's so well done and it's so great
It's
to see.
shot in a way where you can see everything, John.
Yeah.
That
Oh
matters
god.
so much.
It's just we don't have that one little fight, that little punch section there wasn't filmed from 5 different angles where it jumped for each punch. Like,
And we can all name a couple movies, including a Batman movie or two, that have done that.
yeah.
And then, of course, John, we get something that I think everyone is always curious about when someone gets cast as Batman. We get the Bat voice.
Yeah.
And they did the bait and switch, because he asks him, "Who are you supposed to be?" And he says, "I'm Vengeance." He doesn't say I'm Batman, which I thought he was.
But
even
isn't that part
is,
of the Batman line? Isn't there like a Batman line? He goes, "I'm Vengeance, I'm Darkness, I'm
no, I'm
Batman."
Vengeance, I'm the Night, I am Batman. It's from the original, not the original. It's from Batman the Animated Series from the 90s.
Ooh, that gave me chills, dude. Ah, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro. We need movie theaters, dude.
Yeah, I miss it. That's what this did. I haven't been excited for anything cinematically since we watched Parasite last year. And that's for a lot of reasons. I mean, number one, I knew that this year wasn't going to be a big year for movies. And number two, when COVID hit, I was like, oh, all right, well, there goes all movies for the next year. And this is the first time I've felt like a buzz around movies again from a long time. And I'm just so thankful that, number one, it's a comic book movie. So were we talking about comic book movie fatigue last podcast, or was that on stream?
I think that was on stream. That we did it.
So hey, folks, check out the streams if you want to hear.
Yeah, it's just more extended of us being sweaty and then also screaming because we're terrified because now we suck at Fortnite.
Yeah, seriously, which we'll get into in a little bit. But the fact that there's buzz again around comic book movies, the fact that it's a Batman movie and Batman's been in rough shape for like a decade now.
Yeah,
I'm elated. This weekend, DC crushed it. I mean, and Marvel was about to drop a bombshell with the Fortnite season, and then DC got him out of here, bro. Bodied him.
Yeah.
Bodied him.
Yeah.
And anything else that you want to say about the Batman before we move on to the next thing?
Not really. I'm just super excited for what this movie's going to be and how it's going to hopefully come out to. I mean, this is the level of excitement I had for the Joker.
For me, it's more.
Yeah, I mean, that if I was going to say if not more, it's just there's so much hype behind it, and I have a feeling it's going to live up to it, because I think DC's finally finding this niche of what they need, how these movies need to be filmed.
Real quick, to hit on the point that you just made with DC kind of figuring things out, they apparently, according to Sean, released a statement saying what their actual plan is.
That's now I'm nervous, but I hope it's along the lines of what we're thinking.
So here's what Sean sent us. Justice League, that movie universe, is its own Earth. It's its own thing.
Okay.
The Batman is a different one.
All right.
We'll be getting both. Movies like Joker are one-offs and will continue to happen, but won't be yearly, so they can remain special.
Interesting.
And that is what Sean said that the plan was, from what they said from DC FanDome.
And I'm assuming Wonder Woman is obviously the Justice League universe.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe that's still going to be its own thing. And here's the thing, bro.
I like it.
I don't want Robert Pattinson's Batman around any other superheroes.
No. Maybe if he has a sidekick eventually of like a Robin or a
different.
Darkwing. Like
Darkwing Duck, dude. You mean Nightwing?
Nightwing, Jesus Christ.
It's okay because John's dad is a big
Y-
Darkwing Duck fan. So
Yeah, I got this tattoo. He has a Darkwing Duck tattoo.
shout out, Mr. John.
Um,
Yeah, it's it, again, the buzz around this is awesome, and DC dropped even more bombshells yesterday.
mhm.
I think, you know, we'll do some quick fire stuff later. Let's keep the meaty stuff first.
Yeah.
Continuing with the Batman stuff, I want to get your opinion on this first because you're the gaming guy. And did you play all the Arkham games?
Mhm.
So we got a continuation of the story, which I never thought we would get.
And I'm so excited.
So John, do you want to tell the people what we got yesterday?
So we got a Batman. What's the name of it actually? Is it
Gotham Knights.
Gotham Knights, and it's Batgirl, Robin,
but I believe it's Damian Wayne, Batman's son. I believe.
Mm-hmm.
We got Nightwing, and we got Red Hood.
Red Hood, yeah. And I'm super excited because it's gonna give you a variety of how you play. I'm assuming. I'm really hoping that now did they say this is multiplayer at all? Because if this is co-op, if they have some co-op campaign stuff, that would be the sickest thing ever.
I'm actually not sure, bro. I don't know if they said anything about that.
That could be so cool. I hope it's. Here's the couple things I'm hoping, because I saw a little bit of it, a little gameplay here and there, but I didn't really dive too much into it.
I watched the trailer. If you wanted to know anything.
So what did the trailer show? Let's start off with that.
The trailer showed. So it starts off with a video from Bruce Wayne that apparently gets sent out. Spoiler warning for before I even get into it. Spoiler warning for the Batman Arkham games. You've been warned. The moment that Bruce Wayne detonates the Wayne Manor, it sends automatically a video to 4 people, and the 4 people are the ones that we just mentioned, and it tells them, if you're watching this, that means I'm dead. That means I blew up the mansion, and I'm entrusting Gotham and I guess the world to you now. You have some of my technology that I have left over. It's probably not the best, but it's what we got. You also have my equipment, and now I'm trusting you to take over. And then we get some footage of them fighting seemingly together as well as separate.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of really cool movements. And it just looks like it's going to be as good as the Arkham games, which are some of my favorite of all time.
Yeah, so that's the thing. What I'm hoping is we get that open world-esque of the Arkham games that you have. You could roam the city, do little fightings. There's like things you need to take down here and there. And as I said, I hope there's a co-op type of thing. Now, I hope it's not like you need to play it, but I hope you could. So like, let's say I'm playing, you're playing, maybe you could jump into my world and we could do things. Maybe you play as one, I play as another. Now, if that's not a thing, will I be like, this game's a failure? No. Yeah. I just hope that is. Another thing I hope is they don't limit what character you play as for certain types of the game. I hope it's almost like you get to choose and maybe build that character's traits.
I think that might be the case, dude. I think you might be able to choose.
Because if it's like, okay, first section, like you're through this story part, you play as Robin. This story part, you play as Batgirl. I'm gonna be like, I don't like if I want, because if you like the fighting style of one, maybe that's the one I want to level up, like personally. So I hope that's a thing, because they're each gonna have their own skill tree type of thing.
A little bit of an idea. What if the game gives you different like story options depending on who you play as?
I would like that too.
Because then it forces you like, all right, this save file I'm going heavy on Red Hood. This save file I'm going heavy on Batgirl. Just to like see the different stuff. That'd be fun.
But now here's the question, Kyle. When you getting that PS5, bro?
Is this game? Did they announce a release date for it?
They're making it hard. What was the exact name of it again? Arkham Knights?
Gotham Knights.
Gotham Knights game.
I'm not sure if they said anything.
Says initial release date 2021.
Oh, thank God.
So they might do a PS4.
I'm telling you this right now, John. I might get the PS5 on the day that game releases. I might do a bundle. And if they have a Batman PS5, I'm copping.
Here's the thing. It's going to be on PS4. Dude, Batman PS5, think about how sick it would look with the Batman, like matte black, Batman insignia on the sides.
Ooh. And I would like that much better than the white one, because the white PS5 looks a little
Dude,
bit
if
clunky.
they don't put out black PS5s, they're missing the boat like
Yeah,
crazy because
lames.
like and everything on the internet is like black it out, black it out, black it out. We don't want white. PlayStation, you're not white. Like you're not a
Yeah,
white like
they've
you had
never
you
done
had
it.
you had the gray console. That was the first one, and then everything since has been black. So what do you do? Oh, we're rebranding. Screw you. What black?
But
It
my
looks
thing is,
nicer.
what, like the saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, why
Applies
are
here.
we ignoring that all of a sudden?
Yeah.
It's 2020.
But
Don't change the formula.
here's the thing. The thing that I want so bad is I know how the new controllers are supposed to be like these like just blow your mind type of things. And in this game, that's what I want to feel like. I want to like when I hit, like when I punch, like you feel it in your fingers. Like
Do you like when you punch someone and you get vibrations through the controllers?
I do because it makes me feel like I'm in the game.
I do too.
Almost. I know some people like for shooting games they turn off the vibration in their controller, which makes sense because I guess that little bit of over
Might throw the
time
aim off.
might throw your thumb might tire out your thumb. But when I'm
Yeah.
playing Batman games, I want to feel it. Like I want all the experience I could get.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
but I'm definitely like this is just another list of games on the PS5 register that I'm like I want to play this on a PS5. I don't want to play this on a PS4 and get 30
I
frames.
agree.
I want it to be 60 frames. I want it to be the better quality. I want because like the graphics are gonna be sick. Like even on the
Yeah.
PS4 they'll probably still be sick, but on the PS5 sick. And that's what I'm expecting. And just the grittiness of this whole game and like what just once again Batman.
Yeah, well, I
I'm
mean, we
so
know what
excited.
to expect with this because it's from the same developers as the
Yeah.
Arkham games, which
And
we
I
love.
haven't had a letdown from the Arkham games yet. Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like the games are just so much fun. Exactly like you said. You know you're going into it knowing what to expect. So so this game is just they're the Batman bombs, man. These Batman bombs that they dropped.
And there's
crazy.
another one
Another one.
for a game that's coming out 2 years away. Suicide Squad. It might actually be called Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. And that's because it's exactly like what it sounds. It's Suicide Squad facing off against a brainwashed Justice League. The Justice League is seemingly being brainwashed by Brainiac. They're in Metropolis, which is interesting. It's not in Gotham, this game. It seems to be in broad daylight, which is a nice change of pace. It's also from the same developers as the Arkham games. The lineup is King Shark, Captain Boomerang, Harley Quinn, who seems like, I guess Harley Quinn is just, a member of the Suicide Squad now.
I think she's so marketable that like she has to be a mainstay.
Yeah. And also Deadshot. So it's that's seemingly the 4 right now. I imagine that's going to be the 4 that we get for the game. But again, it's 2 years away, so who knows? Maybe they add more. What are your thoughts on the Suicide Squad game?
I'm excited for it for the fact that once again it's being made by the same developer, so you're gonna kind of know what to expect, and it's not just another Batman realm of that type of gameplay. So it's giving you something else, a new storyline for that type of gameplay, and I mean once again I think it's gonna be fun because now these characters I feel like are gonna be so vastly different the way they play. Whereas
This one I want to be hyper violent.
Yeah. Like a rated M. Like,
yeah, oh, for sure. I mean,
like
I'm not someone who is into the idea that like all superhero movies need to be rated R, but when you're dealing with villains, especially ones that are so colorful as the Suicide Squad can be, I want them to just not have to hold things back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think it would be smart of them to make games that maybe you could play with younger audiences, but that make games where it's like, no, this is gonna be crazy because it's gonna draw in that other level of like that. It's gonna bring other people in, like a GTA-esque fan. It will bring in, and it could be cool, especially because they are villains, so they're not gonna follow by the rules while they're running around the city to begin with. So, but yeah, they might be saving the day, but they're doing it their way. Which I think could be a lot of fun to play as, and you get to do it your way. Because, like, think about it, like you're trying to save the day, but now you're also being chased by the cops. Maybe, like that could be a lot of fun.
No, for sure. And that does it for the games and also the major topics. The next couple we have from DC FanDome, we can just do quick fire hits. Let's keep it in the Suicide Squad family. There is a Suicide Squad sequel, which is just being called The Suicide Squad. Just adding the to the beginning of the name.
Whole different movie.
But this is directed by James Gunn.
Yes.
And I am very excited about that. Number one. Number two, John. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I have a feeling this one's gonna be better because you don't have so many like people who could be the leads. They're like, no, we know Harley Quinn is the most marketable person here, and we're gonna have these other people around her, not a Will Smith. So you don't need to share that like I'm the leader of this group type of vibe that needs to be put out. And these other people are just gonna be like, I'm happy to be a part of this. Like
a lot more characters are this time around, including, and this is why I'm super excited, including Idris Elba, our guy Pete Davidson, and John Cena. Oh my gosh, John! I finally get John Cena in a comic book movie.
All right, but I'm confused.
He's playing a bad guy version of Captain America.
Could we talk about it though?
Go ahead.
How are they gonna film him? Is he gonna be fully covered?
Well,
you can't see him.
There's a helmet that is silver, so it's gonna have to show over his body. That we've never seen.
I mean, yeah, because like that's the thing. Like, oh, is he a marketable man? You don't know, dude. He's not there. Like, what?
Yeah, I mean, presumably we won't be able to have any nude scenes with him, of course, because it'll just be wall.
Yeah.
And in this case, he's going to be clothed, no man butt scenes, and it's just going to be him. Well, presumably like a gun being held up, and it's like, oh, it's probably John Cena on screen.
Yeah, oh, there he is. Wow, they really. I didn't even know that was him for a second.
But in all seriousness, I didn't expect to see this footage at all, and we didn't see any like actual movie footage, but we got a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and it seems as though everyone's having fun. Everyone's into the ideas that are being had. Everyone's really big upping James Gunn throughout this.
Yeah,
DC was so smart to grab him when Marvel kicked him to the curb. That was so intelligent. I loved it. Great chess move. And it seems like we're gonna get like a Suicide Squad movie that knows what it is, and I think it's gonna be awesome.
So, I'm so excited for this because the Suicide Squad, the first one, I wanted it to be great, like, and it just didn't live up to what I hoped. And the thing is, I feel bad because Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn is just, I think it's a perfect match. She plays it so well, and her as Harley Quinn is great, but she's getting put in these movies that aren't so great. So there was Suicide Squad, and then Birds of Prey, which Birds of Prey was better than Suicide Squad.
It was fun.
Yeah. But I still wasn't like, wow, this is knocking my socks off. So finally, hopefully, we're going to get a movie where she could be a great Harley Quinn, and it's also a great movie, and that's exciting because she deserves it.
100%.
She deserves that for her Harley Quinn.
You know what I really want, John? I want a movie with her and a new Joker, retcon the old one, because I think that is the really good movie that you can put Harley Quinn in. Mm-hmm. But those are our thoughts on the Suicide Squad movie sequel. Up next, we got a Wonder Woman 84 trailer, which really, I mean, the only thing that we got new was a look at Cheetah. What'd you think of how she looked?
Cool. I liked it.
Cool. Yeah. Cool.
I mean, I expected another good Wonder Woman film, so it's nothing
exactly.
that one I was like, this is a safe play. We're gonna be okay here.
Well,
DC nailed it with the first one. I don't think they're gonna mess the second one up.
No. Now I am nervous post third one because the director's leaving after that. So we'll see.
Well, that's the thing. The more I think you could do 2 good movies, and then after that, it's like, how long is this gonna go on for? We could do a third and close it out, or like
exactly. And then finally, the last thing from DC FanDome that we can discuss is something that I've wanted since I was a child. The Rock is coming to a comic book movie, and he's a star of it. He's not playing any character that we've seen on the big screen before, which I think I wasn't into at first, but now I'm so into the idea of him making this his own. The Rock is playing Black Adam in a movie with the freaking JSA, including Dr. Fate and Hawkman. I was sweating. I was scream texting to our group chats being like, oh my God. Sean was hyped. John, I'm excited about this stuff. What were your thoughts on the stuff regarding Black Adam?
I'm so excited because The Rock's a superhero to begin with. Like, I mean, he is a superhero. Like, he's The Rock, man. Like,
they could have called this movie The Rock, and it would have
The Rock, and yeah, The Rock, and then right underneath in small print as Black Adam, and we'd be like, yeah, like,
exactly,
let's go.
Exactly.
And I honestly can't see anyone else playing Black Adam once you get him in your mind as a live action Black Adam. And it's like, there's literally, who else can we do? Like, what? Like, he's already bald. Like, he's got the look. He's got that bronze skin. He is jacked. So, like, there's that. The only thing is that I think could be a little weird is, like, if his tattoos are showing too much, it could pull me out of it. Maybe
I don't think they're going to show him
like
with tattoos. I think they will make up the stuff.
That's good, but I could also be a little nervous if the CGI is not done properly. If they do choose to they could do full makeup. I've seen things. I mean, it's a lot of time in the makeup chair, but hopefully he's not shirtless that much. Hopefully he has the suit on.
I imagine it'll be early on in the movie. He'll have like a shirtless scene because it's The Rock and he's only got so many years left of being ripped. So use him, I guess. But he's also, I believe his character was a slave at one point.
Yes.
So I imagine during that time we might get a shirtless scene of him.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who don't know the story that they presumably will be presenting with Black Adam, 5,000 years ago, he was a slave who received magical powers, presumably from the wizard Shazam. He became the hero, quote unquote, but his life as a slave made him a lot more ruthless than Shazam would have preferred. And he put him away, locked him up, and 5,000 years later, he comes back and he's presumably fighting the Justice Society of America. It's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
I'm so excited. It's gonna be. I mean, once again, I think DC finally figured out what they want to do and how they want to do it, and they're getting the talent to do those things. As we just listed off a bunch of movies that we're super hyped for, and then once again, we're hyped for this one. Shazam was a great movie, so that realm and that universe that they've already kind of set up is exciting. Do you think we'll see at least any little of Billy Batson Shazam in this? Like, just like maybe like walking down the street, maybe you don't know. Or, yeah, I could see like him being like, just at the end, him just like, that's like the closing scene.
Also, like, I'm telling you this right now, we are getting a movie with The Rock, Shazam, and Superman. We are getting that 100%. He said yesterday, a fan asked him, what characters would you like to be in a movie with in the future? And he goes, Wonder Woman would be awesome. I really admire that character. Obviously Shazam. And then he went like this. And I think Superman would be really interesting. And he just kind of paused. And the way he shifted tone was like, you mother truckers better get ready.
Ooh, that WWE training is really coming out. All that media training.
Man, so good. DC knocked it out of the park. Great job.
100%.
Again, man, I wanted to say this for the end of the podcast, but this is the first podcast that we've had in a long time where it's there's exciting news to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so grateful for it. That's what I had for today's podcast, John. What are some of your topics?
So here's the thing. I want to go off a couple other things that came out from DC Fandom just real quick.
Sure.
One that you kind of seemingly glossed over. Static Shock, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, there was more things. I totally
Static
forgot.
Shock, bro.
I didn't scroll. Yeah, we're getting the Static Shock movie, presumably.
I'm like, Kyle, you love Static Shock. What are you doing, dude? And the fact that DC bought out the comic company who writes for Static Shock and whatnot, and in their words, to help them expand, which is cool. It's a black-owned comic business, so they're supporting the black community. Yeah, hopefully, it's not like a scummy buyout. I mean, they didn't perceive it as that way. And but also I would market me buying something out as it's gonna be buyout. So whatever. But I'm so excited because Static Shock cartoons are so much fun, and this could be great.
Yeah,
Now, and
100%.
who would you like to see as Static Shock?
I mean, people have said Jaden Smith a lot. I almost would prefer a like a no, not a no name, but like an actor who we haven't really seen a lot of yet. I think that'd
Yeah,
be awesome. And I want him to be a high school kid.
yeah.
I
Give
don't
give someone a face with this movie. Like
like a Tom
this
Holland
their
situation.
yeah. Make this their jumping off point. Give them that opportunity to build their career off of this. That could be really exciting. But yeah, I'm just like, this is great. Like, there's that I mean, DC fandom, they destroyed it even with these small things. They're releasing a new comic line, that's coming out for all they're rebranding their whole comic series again, which I'm excited because I kind of fell off of the old ones. So I'm gonna get back into just reading the comics and super sweating on them.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to talk with Sean with that stuff. So it's gonna, dude, it's so much. There's
Yeah.
just so
And
much.
there was one more thing that I forgot to mention.
Mm-hmm.
We got a Snyder Cut trailer.
Yeah, we did.
And we had mentioned earlier that we don't want any more stuff coming from the Batman movie story. They, spoiler warning for anyone who hasn't seen the trailer yet, they straight up show Cyborg's dad being vaporized in this trailer. And it's like, spoiler alert, guys. Jeez. That seems massive, no?
I mean,
oh my gosh.
but
And I will say this. There were some cool shots in there. Zack Snyder, I feel as though he sets out on a mission each time he goes behind the camera to get shots that look like paintings of comic book stills.
yeah,
Which
it looks like concept art.
Yeah,
Like,
it all looks great, but almost too staged, like the sunset behind Superman as as the camera pans around him and his family. Again, still looks great, but you know what I mean? It's just a little bit too much for me. But again, it all looks good. We got Darkseid in this trailer, which is fascinating. I didn't think we would see a full CGI rendering of Darkseid. We got a new look Steppenwolf, whose armor looks wild. We got a little bit of non-sad Ben Affleck Batman action at the end of the trailer. Quick thoughts on the Snyder Cut trailer?
I mean, it's it's Justice League. It had a little bit of a different tone to it, so I was like, okay, you know what? But
It does look different.
I'm still not expecting like a head over heels great movie from it. Am I expecting better? Yeah, but
Yeah.
great? I don't really care about it. Great. I'm just like, I'll watch it and we'll like, hey man, we'll see what it is and move on from there because I kind of want it also to just be over with. Like, let's put that behind us because now there's DC is just like, don't worry, we got a lineup for y'all. So like, okay, cool, Snyder Cut, let's get it done and over with, and let's put all that old negativity and failure behind us. So then we could be like, yeah, we're moving on to DC takeover. The DC's takeover, the DC movie takeover's coming, and you know what? I'm kind of excited because now Disney's gonna have to fire back with their Marvel stuff.
Exactly. Competition is needed.
And it's gonna be, I think overall, it's gonna make it. And I think this is, remember how we talked in the past about what we want to see from Marvel and them varying their their movies of just genre. I think we're gonna get that from them now because that's what they're gonna have to do. They're gonna be forced into doing that. And I think this is overall just gonna bring the quality of comic book movies to make them into award-winning movies. And not just a comic book movie. Like,
bro, I'm telling you this right now.
That's exciting.
I'm telling you this right now. I think the Batman is going to be the best Batman movie you've ever seen.
I that's the vibe I got from the trailer gave me goosebumps. I've watched it 4 times already.
I'm over 10.
That's wild. But I mean, you probably wore 3 different shirts yesterday, so.
Just from sheer sweat. Dude, if you were playing with us last night, that's all I was talking about.
Sponges in his armpits just to soak it all up.
Go crazy.
But yeah, man, I was shocked because, so I didn't actually watch the DC Fandom event. I just kind of followed along online and then what you guys were sending. And then in the afternoon, Sean and I played some Fortnite. and we talked about it. So I got all the other information from that, and I was super excited to hear it all and just all the positivity coming out of the event. Like I don't think anyone saw anything and was like, oh God, it didn't live up to what I wanted. And that's exciting because like that's what DC needs. Like DC needed this so bad. And it's so exciting to get it because once again, it's gonna bring that competition and that's awesome.
For sure. So now, John.
Yes.
What'd you bring to the table today?
Well, I'm actually gonna table one of the conversations we were thinking of having about the Fall Guys for next week.
Okay.
Because hey, heads up, guys, if you're still listening, we're doing a back-to-back podcast for next week because we have to. I wouldn't let Kyle get away with us not doing it. But
there's a lot happening.
I do have to bring something up because by next week it will have happened. We are getting Marvel tried to shit on fucking DC's parade. I'm sorry for cursing, but I had to do it. Dude, they tried so bad. And I mean, they were like, hey, we just like to dip our toes everywhere. We know you had your some of your properties in Fortnite, but let's put all our chips in. Do you have a full season? I don't know about that, because now we do. And we're getting a full season. And Kyle, I don't know, so we're recording this on Sunday.
Yes.
Sunday, the 23rd of August. And they released 2 more pages of the comic book. So first of all, let me go. I'm getting ahead of myself. Oh God, I'm so excited. Fortnite fact. I'm so excited. So first of all, as you may, if you are an avid listener of this podcast, or if you're new, we'll give you a little rundown. Kyle and I, huge Fortnite fans. Yes. Best game, our favorite game of all time, for what 100%. It is. And it's just what it's done for the gaming community with cross-platform, amazing. Free games, amazing, and bringing outside. I forgot the name of it. Like cameos, not cameos, but like outside, like Marvel and Star Wars.
Well, I mean, I would call that mainstream crossovers.
Yeah, having mainstream crossovers, amazing. I mean, concerts and everything. What Fortnite has done is literally game breaking for the community of gaming. like they changed it. So we have to always give their props for that. But we cannot lie with saying that Fortnite sucked for a while.
Yeah.
And I tried denying it. I tried pushing it down because my identity as a streamer was a Fortnite streamer. That was my main game. And it was hard for me to admit that the game sucked as much as it did. I was holding on to the hope, and I lost it. I finally lost it, right? Finally lost it. This season, end of last season, I was so drained of just what the game became, and it lost its fun.
Yeah.
It lost its fun. But the hype that I feel for this Thursday is unbelievable. I'm so excited. They announced there was a leak of a Fortnite, the word Fortnite, and within the letters it was like the Marvel comic scroll, but with Thor's face in it. And we were like, no way. It can't be. This is a leak. We're being trolled. This isn't real. Maybe we're just getting a Thor.
And just a little tidbit. We were wondering all week, like, all right, the season ends next week. Or is it going to get delayed again?
We had this conversation on stream where I was like, hey, Kyle, the 27th, it's coming quick. They haven't announced any delays or extensions or overtime. That was one of the things that we've complained about the most is the season extensions. Like, you say it's going to end on this date all season, you have it as at the date, and then all of a sudden, another week, overtime, another week, another week. And it's just like, oh, we get it. Like, we're playing the same season for 7 months. Like, and the last one, it was just so long that it drained everyone. But we're like, what's going on? I guess maybe we'll hear something this weekend. And oh boy, did we. It was like as soon as we said it, we manifested this into the world. That they were like, oh, what? Huh? People are talking trash again? Well, Fortnite's back, baby. And we're getting a full Marvel season. Now, we don't know exactly how Marvel this Battle Pass will be. How Marvel it's all going to be. I think it's going to be centered around a Thor story. So I don't know. Have you read any of the comic yet?
I have not.
So that's why. It's going to be very Thor centered. I don't
Okay.
know if before this they released the comic, me, Kyle, and I don't know who else was in chat, but we were talking about like what skins we'd like to see. Maybe an Iron Man, and whatnot. Like we were talking about that, right? What I think is we're getting a Thor skin, right? For sure. I don't think it's gonna look like the Jonesy skin, the fat Jonesy skin. I don't think we're gonna get that version of Thor. I think we're gonna get a very comic-y version of Thor.
Which is good.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna get Thor-centered things. So which is exciting. I mean, I like it still. It's still one of Kyle's biggest things he's wanted was a superhero season, and so it's feeding into his superhero seasonness. But it's just so exciting because now, even no matter what the other skins are, I'm just gonna be pumped for the season and excited to see what they put out. I don't want to get my hopes up and be like, I hope we're getting the whole Avengers cast, like
No,
because I know then I'll be let down. I know we're gonna get Thor. I have a feeling we're gonna get a Galactus skin, but just a smaller version.
yeah, I think so.
Because he is in that comic series, and that's one of the things that I like what they're doing. They're teasing a story, and a lot of people have complained about Fortnite and how they lost their lack of story throughout the seasons because it was fun, and that's what they started off doing. Now, they just took all that weight off their shoulders because they're like, hey, there's a comic series, and we're just going to use that almost as our storyline. And so far, what the comics have is Galactus crashes down on, what's Thor's planet again? Asgard, and he's like, oh, the Black Winter, I think it's called. Don't quote me. Black Winter's coming and it's taking over the universe, and I need to stop it. There's 7 planets that I need to eat, and that's gonna give me enough power to stop this, right? So Thor's like, yeah, I'll help you, and they're gonna go off and get these planets, right? So Thor evacuates all the planets using the Bifrost, and Galactus eats it. So they get to the first planet. This is in the comic that they've released, and he eats it, and then they're flying to the second planet, and there's this beam and this energy that's calling to Galactus to go, and Galactus is like, I need to eat it. That will give me the power, right? That planet will give me the power. And Thor's like, no, we're on a mission. We can't. Think about all the people on that planet anyway. You're gonna kill him. And Galactus shoots off, and then Thor goes after him, right? That's where the first 2 pages end of the comic we get, and we just got 2 more today, and you read them, and guess what planet it is?
The Fortnite
It's
planet.
the Fortnite planet, island, whatever it is, and I think this is gonna play into what the story we've had, which I really hope it does, because we saw Jonesy in an office. I want to know what the hell's going on there and why. So
Seriously, yeah.
So this has to do with something, because the power. I mean, we had the 7 with the rocket launch, and we knew there's this power somewhere out there, right? So they've talked about this power. We had that one event where the unvaulting event where we saw the butterfly that was beautiful and whatnot. And there's like this, and it was always this essence of power, and they're trying to harness it or something. And so Galactus is being drawn to that power, and I'm just so excited that this, like, the comic comes down and you see Thor is talking to Renegade, the rainbow one, the rainbow chick. I forgot her name.
I forget what her name is.
Whatever. And he's talking. He's like, "No, I'm not here to hurt you." And she's with like the baby, the kitten. And then all of a sudden he's like, "I'm not here to hurt you or your people." Blah blah. And she's like looking like all nervous, like she's about to grab a weapon. And then he looks at, "I'm not here to hurt you humans." And then the one panel, it pans to Kit on a motorcycle, and he's like, "And creatures." And then all of a sudden he's being shot in the back. And it goes to Jonesy and Raven, and Jonesy's holding an attack shotty, and he shot Thor. So now he's like, all right, I'm ready for a fight. And that's where today's comics end it. And I'm just so, like, this is the fun. This is the fun. They're bringing a comic series to Fortnite. Like, oh, our worlds are colliding. I was melting while I was reading it because I'm like, this is so much fun. I'm trash now at Fortnite because I switched to keyboard and mouse, but it's still fun because now I can't take it serious. I looked at Fortnite Tracker yesterday and I went,
oh, come on.
No, listen, I only looked because I wanted to see how many games I played on keyboard and mouse. I was just curious. And I looked at it and I went, that's cool. Exit it right out. And I didn't even take it serious. I got second 3 times this morning and I just walked off and I went, man, but that was a good time. Because now all of this, and this is going to go back to, I'm wrapping this all up with the DC thing. It feels like we're 3 years ago, right? where Marvel was cranking out superhero movies and they were at their peak. Now DC's announcing all these movies, and I'm a pump for them. Fortnite is making me all excited again. I'm just happy to run around and get a kill here and there, and
Yeah.
maybe place higher. I'm having so much fun, and I'm so excited. And I just wanted to get your breakdown of everything that happened, what you were hoping for, and just yeah.
So the main thing I'm hoping for from this season, and I mentioned it to John and a couple of our other friends, the one skin that I want a customizable superhero skin. We had who was the girl skin that we had?
Maya.
We had Maya, which seemed to be like the test subject for the customizable stuff in Fortnite, because the options were pretty limited. We then had the Victory Umbrella version, which was much better in my opinion. That was customizable. I want another customizable skin, but I want it to be a superhero. I want you to be able to make it either a really dark and gritty superhero, or like something light and fun, playful, silly, whatever you want to do. I want it to scary. I want you to be able to customize a superhero skin. I want Fortnite to go back to, like you just said, that F word, fun. I want them to not take themselves too seriously as a like competitive game with these very specific things that you have to do. I just want like silly stuff. Like I want like I missed the grenade launcher, but the um what are those things called? When you throw the thing and it shoots you away.
Oh, the impulses and what
Like
shockwaves.
like shockwave grenade launcher. That's fun stuff like that. The return of the hunting rifle was huge for me this season. I'm having so much fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
I just want them to keep the fun going. Cars are in the game and they're pretty fun.
Yeah, it's great.
They're really well done.
It's great.
Seriously.
Like Kyle and I had to do the one challenge where you had to drive from retail to Pleasant, right? And we were in like one of the faster cars. We're going down the road, and all of a sudden we start getting shot at. We're screaming because we don't have weapons. We just got in a car and drove, and we're going pretty quick. And then one of our tires gets shot out, and the car like dips, and then we're tumbling, and we're like, oh! And then we have to try to keep driving, and we're like moving at half the speed of what we were. We're just like, but it was such a joy. Like we're like, we don't even care about actually winning right now. We're just trying to drive this vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The main thing that I want from this season, it is now time for a biome change at a permanent one in the map.
You mean time. Like an Asgard?
Exactly. And you know what? If you want it to look like outer space, cool. If you want it to look like the sky, cool.
Bring back that low grab zone. I wouldn't even. That would be fun.
Just something. We need a map change,
dude.
Now.
You have like a low grab zone, but there's like floating islands. But if you fall off, you just die.
I'm down. Anything. We just need it. Like we experienced a new map for 3 seasons now, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, this is season 3.
It's been about a year. It's been a year with a new map.
Yeah.
Or about to be. And it's time. I think it's almost a year. I think October is when the news.
Yeah. But I mean, it's exciting, and we have a rift in the sky. I forgot to mention the rift, and it just brought back so many memories, a wave of emotions. I was terrified, but also excited at the same time. I was like, the black hole event.
But then you remember, oh wait, but the season 5 stuff that was fun, and that was rifts.
And that's the thing. Like, it's so exciting again. I don't want to burst your bubble. I don't think we're gonna get the customizable superhero skin. I feel like it's probably gonna be more of like a customizable pickaxe if we're getting customizable anything. Just with them going along the lines of customizable items, it went character, umbrella, pickaxe. But if they did a superhero one, it would just make so much sense.
Yeah.
It would just make an unbelievable amount of sense for what the season is. Even if it's like a Jonesy base, and then you just do the costume around it, it's like cool. We'll take it. Like, hey, I don't care about changing the face. I just want. And it would be funny because Jonesy was the first one to take the shot at Thor, so then he becomes a superhero. That's so much fun. But I'm just so excited, and this is part of the reason I saved this, and this was the main topic, is because next week this is probably what we're gonna be breaking down and giving our review and thoughts on the new season. And I'm so excited, and there was just so much from DC Fandom that we were able to talk about that I was like, you know what, let's save the other topic. But I'm so excited. I cannot wait to play the season. And I haven't felt this excitement for Fortnite in a long. Like I'm playing Fortnite off stream now. Like I haven't done that in a long time. Like by myself off stream. Like I'm just playing Fortnite and not doing it just to grind the game. I'm just doing it because for the fun and the excitement of like I want to be decent again. And so when the new season comes out, I can play. Like I'm just excited.
When is the last time you were this excited for Fortnite? Is it the Black Hole event?
The Black Hole event, I was very excited, which was I think a kind of a letdown in a certain extent.
Massive. They didn't tell us anything, and we couldn't play the game for over a day.
Yeah, so that was kind of disappointing, to say the least. But I mean, excited with I think we're gonna get the payoff for this excitement. Probably not since like season 7, 8, right? Like, I mean, it was a long time. Because I think season 9 was still good, right? I think we had a good season 9. Season 10 was where it really shit the bucket with those goddamn mechs, dude.
Are we technically in season 14?
Is this season 3 that's coming up or season 4?
This is
How do we
4.
not know this? We're in season
4.
So we're in season 3. We're going to season 4.
Yes.
Okay.
So
then this is 14 seasons.
That's halfway. That's half the seasons back that you felt this excitement. That's a long time.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not saying it's 100% the game's fault. I kind of did it to myself with how into the game I got, and how competitive and like I just want to be better. And now I'm just embracing the fact that like I kind of suck and I'm more of an entertainment person.
Just play and just
having fun. And I'm just so excited. Like I can't wait to just hop on with the squad, laugh at just everyone just sucking, but we're getting beat up by Thor maybe. Also, if they don't bring back the Avengers LTM, I am gonna throw a hissy fit.
Yeah, that'd be disappointing.
Because that game mode was so much fun.
But just so people know, for your sake, you don't have a set schedule for Thursday, correct?
No, okay, yeah. So the problem is my life is a joke to a certain extent. Because we live in a simulation and it likes to mess with me.
John's gonna be very busy on Thursday.
I have to help my sister move, and I was so she's going from one apartment to another, and I told her I was gonna help her move months ago, and now Fortnite's like, haha, we're actually releasing a season on time.
What can the people do to know when you're streaming?
Follow me on Instagram, Ginger Gorilla Gaming on Instagram. The Twitters are right above us. I should put the Instagrams below us, but next time. And follow me there, Twitter, and I will be tweeting out. I will probably be live in the morning, very early in the morning when the season drops. I will probably come live, do a overview, try to crank out a quick YouTube video of a breakdown of the Battle Pass, and what's new. And then at that night, Thursday night, I'll be live again. Friday, I think I'm gonna have to help him move again, but then Friday night, I'll probably be live again. I will have to be pretty quiet Thursday night because we're also gonna have a visitor in our apartment. But I'm excited to play. I'm just so excited to play. But next weekend, there's no other games on on my channel. There'll be a lot of Fortnite playing with the boys. I'm so excited. It's gonna feel like an old school weekend again, and I can't wait. Kyle, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Buff Charmander. You can find me on YouTube and for audio stuff from my YouTube channel, the Geeks Weekly podcast feed, and Geeks Weekly on YouTube, youtube.com/Geeks Weekly. Again, I just put up a Batman movie tier list video, which I worked pretty hard on. There's probably going to be another Batman related video coming out next week, so be on the lookout for that. That I wrote in like a fever dream right before bed at like 1 a.m. the other night. I was like, I gotta get this out. And I wrote an entire script in like a half hour. So be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for me on John's streams, which I'm on like all the time, basically. And yeah, guys, it was nice to have some really fun stuff to talk about again for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, man.
It's been an exciting time, and
Finally
it's
feels
good.
like
It's good to be sweaty again.
it finally feels like the year is like we got excitement in the year and not just drastic
Dread.
sadness. Yeah. 2020 is finally looking up. So hopefully it keeps going on that path, and hopefully we get to have wonderful more conversations, especially next week about the new season. And until then, guys, peace out, everybody.
See you next time.